Hey, I know you're in there. Open the door. I've been ringing the intercom for a while now. How long are you gonna keep me waiting? You're such a useless daughter-in-law. As I'm always saying, I can't have you coming here every day like this. Why can't I visit my daughter-in-law? I know you're just sitting around watching TV. When your mother-in-law comes to visit you, you should let her in and make some tea. Does your husband know about this? He warned you just the other day not to cause trouble. He seemed quite disappointed. Why are we talking about my husband? It's none of your business. Just let me in. I'm sorry, but I can't let you in today. I've been suffering from morning sickness lately. That's just another excuse to avoid me, isn't it? I know what you're thinking. I wonder why Tucker married a girl like you. Was there anything urgent you wanted to talk about? Oh, yes. I wanted to ask you something. Tell me which hospital you go for the prenatal checkups. Why do you want to know that? I need to know so that I can go meet my newborn grandchild. Or are you telling me you won't even allow me to meet your baby? All right. I'll send the info to you later. Good. Tiffany, are you okay? Well, there is no way you'd be okay, I guess. You stole my lovely son and got pregnant with his baby. That's your punishment for that. That's why I pushed you down the stairs. I hope you have a miscarriage. What are you talking about? This is no time to bully me. Did you have a miscarriage? You deserved it. Sarah fell down the stairs. Sarah? She's Tucker's little sister, but we're close like real siblings. We got pregnant around the same time, so we decided to go to the same hospital. Today, we were at the hospital together, and while I was in the bathroom, someone pushed her and she fell down the stairs. Really? Just now, you said you pushed me down the stairs. Were you the one? What are you trying to say? Where were you this afternoon? Sarah and I had similar clothes today, and we're about the same height. Did you confuse Sarah with me and push her down the stairs? You're suspecting me? If that was true, it'd be your fault. Why would it be my fault? If you hadn't stolen Tucker from me, I wouldn't have done that. Is that a confession? Don't be ridiculous. If anything happens to Sarah's child, it'd be your fault. I'll charge you pain and suffering damages in that case. Also, you'd have to divorce my son. I didn't do anything. No, it's your fault. You should prepare for the divorce. Got it?
Mom, what on earth were you thinking?
What's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong? I heard you pushed Sarah down the stairs. What's more, you were actually trying to harm Tiffany. You knew both of them were pregnant. How could you put the babies' lives in danger like that?
I'm not the one who pushed her. But they were both fine, weren't they? I'm sorry for what happened to Sarah. It should have been Tiffany instead. You're fooled by that toxic woman. I have to free you from that woman's curse.
You need to stop this. You've always been a helicopter parent. You just want me to be your puppet and act as you please.
That's not true. I'm just worried about you.
Anyway, the issue here is not about me. It's about Sarah and Tiffany. Even if you deny it, I'm convinced it was you.
Tucker? How dare you say that to your mother?
Then, where were you around noon?
I was having tea with some neighbors.
Really? I'm pretty sure you've asked your friends to cover you up. I don't trust you.
Why can't you trust what your mother says? It must be that woman. She's made you a bad boy.
Stop calling my wife that woman. I've had enough of this. It's no use talking to you.
Tucker? You must have told Tucker. Yes, I informed him of the accident. I can't believe you. Tucker used to be such a good boy. He was so sweet. But now he's turned against me. This is all your fault. Why would it be my fault? I was against his marriage with you from the very beginning. A girl like you, who grew up in an abusive environment, is not fit to be with my son. I don't know why he fell for a woman like you. When I first went to say hi to you, you seemed to have accepted me. You told me that I can think of you as my real mother. My own mother neglected me, so I was so happy to have the opportunity to build a good relationship with you. I said that meaning I'll treat you the same way as your real mother did. I believed you. I never thought you'd betray me. I didn't betray you. You just believed what you wanted to believe. That's all. You don't even feel bad about it. As soon as we got married, you called me a failure and a useless daughter-in-law. Your condescending look is just like my mother's. What? I'm the boss among the women who live in this neighborhood. How dare you equate me to a poor idiot like your mother? All your expensive clothes and jewelry were bought with your husband's earnings. Does he approve of that? What he earns belongs to both of us. In other words, I have the right to use his money. I won't let him complain about how I spend it. I see. Then do as you please. You'll regret it, though. You're so annoying. Tiffany, it's time for you to divorce my son. I prepared the divorce papers on your behalf. You should be grateful. I already filled out Tucker's part. Do you know what you're saying? You may not know this, but it's okay to have someone else fill out your divorce papers. Well, you have to provide a reason why that person can't write it themselves. I'm sure they'll accept it if I write that my son injured his hand. But that wouldn't count unless Tucker agrees to it. Worst case scenario, you could be charged with a crime. Silly girl. Tucker cares about me more than anyone else in the world. If I tell him to break up with you, he will. Right now, he's still under your evil spell and wouldn't listen to me, but once he spends some time away from you, I'm sure he'll go back to the sweet and obedient Tucker he used to be. I think you should worry more about yourself than us. What do you mean by that? It sounds like sour grapes. Oh, you haven't noticed yet? Your husband told me that he's going to charge you for all the money you've spent on yourself without his approval. What? You're lying, right? I'm not lying. I just talked to your husband last night. It's still just a rough estimate, but it's probably a little less than $50,000. I was surprised to hear that you spent so much. Wait a minute. Why would a husband charge his wife money? No matter how many times he told you not to spend money on your personal luxury, you never listened. He's been putting up with your actions for years, but this time, he lost his patience. He wants you to take responsibility for what you've done. Charging you money is the first step. I don't have that kind of money. What should I do? That's none of my business. You useless daughter-in-law. Tucker, please. I need you to go talk to your father. There's a good reason why I bought those expensive clothes and jewelry. It is important to be in a good position among the neighborhood in order to gather information and not to be looked down on by newcomers. As the boss of this neighborhood, I had to look neat and show dignity. Your father has forgotten what it takes to live in this wealthy community. So please, persuade him not to charge me any money.
I refuse.
Why?
Because I agree with Dad.
You have no idea what I've been through. I dress neatly for the sake of our family.
Mom, you're always so selfish. You over-exaggerate when it comes to expressing your own feelings, but you almost never care about the people around you.
That's not true. I've always cared about you deeply and always put you first.
No, you were just trying to make me do what you wanted me to do. You've always been like that. You wouldn't let me do anything without your permission. Even when it came to making friends. Have I ever been able to make my own decision in anything? No. How to spend the day, what books to buy, which friends to make. I had to follow your will in deciding on everything. Did you know that's considered neglect too?
That's an exaggeration. I just wanted you to become a great man.
Your excessive interference has even affected my friendships. You took away the opportunities for me to grow through relationships.
Oh no!
That's why you don't like Tiffany. Because I chose to marry her on my own, and she's not someone you picked. But even if you didn't like that, that's no reason to bully her. No one would want to help a person who would pick on their spouses.
What am I supposed to do then? There's no way I can live with a $50,000 debt.
You're on your own. You've made your bed. Now lie in it.
I understand. You won't take my side either. Then I'll ask my neighbors to help me. They trust me, so I'm sure they'll easily lend me some money.
You're trying to rely on others again. It's no use asking your neighbors, though.
What? How can you be so sure?
I happened to meet the person living next door the other day. She said she already heard rumors about you.
What rumors?
That you pushed Sarah down the stairs.
That wasn't me. But why would they know about that? She must have told them. That woman spread words to torment me.
Stop blaming Tiffany like that. The source of the rumor is the hospital. Tiffany and Sarah go to a general hospital near our house. And it seems like one of the neighbors saw the moment you pushed her.
No way! I made sure no one was looking at me.
You've decided to stop covering it up? Well, I already know the truth, so it doesn't matter anyways. Now that they know, none of the neighbors trust you anymore.
What am I supposed to do now? This is all your fault. Why do I have to go through all this? I'll sue you. Give back my happiness. What in the world did I do to you? And what are you trying to sue me for? Did you think I'd be intimidated if you told me you'd sue me? You're making fun of me. My life is about to be ruined because you married Tucker. I would have lived in peace if it wasn't for you. Why did I push Sarah instead of you? I had to carefully observe my target. You have no remorse at all, do you? Why would I have remorse? Other than mistaking Sarah with you, I've done nothing wrong. You're just like my own mother who abused me. She was a person who would never admit her wrongdoings, no matter what. If I opposed her even a little, she would slap me in the face. You guys are cowardly people who try to escape by blaming others. Do you understand why we would oppose our parents? Huh? It's just that you guys don't like our decisions. It's not just that. Our human rights have been violated and taken away by you parents. However, in order to protect ourselves, we had no choice but to obey. And yet, you treat your children as if they were your possessions. And to top it off, you turn a blind eye to the people who you've hurt. That's why your family abandoned you. What? They wouldn't abandon me. They still haven't told you? Your husband, Tucker, and Sarah. They're all cutting ties with you. No way! Anyone could have seen this coming. After all the suffering you've put them through, you pushed a pregnant woman down the stairs. After cutting you off, your husband is going to start living alone. That house is in his name now, so he's going to sell it and use that money to move out. What? Why is this happening? You'd better get ready to move out too. Or else, they'll throw away your belongings without your permission. Tiffany, can't you do something about this? You have to help me. I'll apologize for everything I've done. How much will your apology mean to me? I'll get down on my knees or whatever. It's not right to break off a family relationship that easily. Don't you think? I don't know. I've already cut ties with my own mother. Oh no! You should at least reflect on what you've done. I guess this will be our last conversation then. Goodbye. Where am I supposed to go now? I heard Sarah was discharged from the hospital.
Yeah, I'm really glad she and the baby were okay.
Indeed. I was worried that if anything happened, it would be my fault.
Stop right there. You should not be blaming yourself.
I know.
You tend to blame yourself for anything bad that's happening around you, but you've got to stop this bad habit.
I grew up with my mom telling me it's your fault for everything, so it's not easy. But I feel like I've been able to let go of some of my past traumas through this quarrel with your mother.
If you ever feel like blaming yourself again, just tell me. I'll remind you as many times as it takes to make you understand it's not your fault.
Thank you. I won't be a toxic mother like those two. I'm going to be a good and kind mother.
We'll make things work out together.
And so, the incident caused by my mother-in-law came to an end. It caused a great deal of turmoil, but I was able to get rid of my mean mother-in-law, and my husband was able to say goodbye to his mother, who had taunted him all his life. After that, my mother-in-law went back to her parents' house, but even there, everyone knew what had happened. I believe she can never walk with her head held high. In order to pay the money her husband had demanded, she started to work for the first time in several decades. I hear she comes home worn out every day. In the meantime, I gave birth to a healthy baby boy. I am so glad that nothing happened to him. My father-in-law looks very happy every time he sees our boy.